So this is the perfect topic today, adapting your body to your workstation so that it works for you. Why? Because I actually am working from our remote office today, and normally I work from home, and so my office is pretty set up for what I need it to be. But today I'm working in a jungle, like that's not mine, right? It's our team's office, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to take a desk that is not even mine, that I don't use, and adapt my body to it so it works for me with some props that are already here in the office that aren't super fancy or highly expensive, but I can make it work. So I am doing this live from my phone so I can show you how I adapt my computer too, because all of that stuff matters. Now, I hope that you all are doing well, and just so you know that this live session, they always get turned into a blog that I share as a newsletter on my LinkedIn profile, and I do them once a month. So if there's a topic that you're interested in, that you feel like you'd really like to learn more about in the realm of health, longevity, self-care, leadership, please put that in the comments. Also, my colleague, Dr. Marissa Rescott, will be in the comments answering any questions. So we're going to keep this short and sweet, and hopefully something that you can use immediately at your own workstation. So I'm going to put this puppy down. Now, because I'm sure, I don't know how your morning has been, but our morning in our household was fine, good, but my husband's sick. My kids are thankfully not sick, but there was some definite mood swings this morning. And so now is my quiet time in the office, and I want to start off with a little meditation. And I'm going to show you a quick one that we're going to do at our desk. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit on the edge of my chair with my feet firmly on the ground. And I'm going to place my hands either on my lap or on my desk, okay? I close my eyes. I'm going to try to think of a plumb line, pulling my head towards the ceiling so I don't get into a salad rainbow position in my back. I'm going to roll my shoulder blades down and back, tuck my chin back so I don't have this forward protruding head going on. All right, and I'm going to close my eyes and just take some nice deep breaths through my nose and out through my mouth. If you want to breathe in through your nose, out through your nose, go for it. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, this short meditation, we could actually just consider it more of a grounding practice. Grounding in the here and now. This is really good for your brain, really good for your body, and can help you in that transition point in your day, such as home to work, work to home. So let's do this for a couple minutes. Just breathing in through our nose and out through our nose or mouth. And just paying attention to the rise and fall of the belly. Belly expanding as you inhale, belly contracting as you exhale. Breathe in, fill up the belly and the chest. Breathe out, deflate the chest and belly. Breathe in, inflate the belly and chest. Exhale, deflate the chest and belly. If your mind wants to wander to all the other to-dos that you have to do today, train it. This is the time to train it. Bring it back to the here and now. The rise and fall of the chest and belly as you inhale and exhale. Breathe in. Inhale into the belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. do a couple more. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. And one more. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, chest, belly. Take a moment to just breathe normal now, how you would breathe after doing that. Open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. All right, now let's get this party started. So what I do love about this remote office is that it gets a lot of good natural light. And I like to keep the lights pretty dim or off because we get so much natural light. I know not all of you can do that, but getting that natural light in the morning, actually not indoors, but outdoors with no eyeglasses on or sunglasses or anything like that, on the naked eyeballs is really good for your nervous system, really good for your brain, and helps kind of kick in your circadian rhythm so that at night, you actually do want to fall asleep at a good time versus late into the night. All right, so how do we adapt our body to our workstation? Now this desk, I'm standing up right now, is super low for me. My standing workstation at home is up here, which is actually still kind of low for me, right? So I have to adapt my body, but let me show you what I would do here. So I got my laptop, which I can work from anywhere, which is really nice. And a quick shout out to Whiting Turner, a company we get to work with, wonderful engineering company that does a lot of good work with veterans, has created some of the war memorials, super talented individuals, gave me this giant coffee mug, which is awesome. And I've got some boxes here that I want to show you. These are just random boxes that are in the office that I'll show you what I'm going to do with. So this is way too low. If I'm going to work standing up like this, I'm going to end up having this sad rainbow back. Not awesome, right? Having a forward head and a rounded upper back really creates a lot of pressure on those muscles going down the spine. So I do have a chair, which is actually kind of a taller chair here. But the thing is, it also doesn't work so efficiently because if I sit down on the edge of the chair, right, I'm still going to fall into this sad rainbow back. So I'll show you first, though, what I will do in a seated position and then a standing position if a desk doesn't adjust. Now, my husband's desk, which is not moving right now and not in a position of really great light, has a Varidesk, which can come down and go up. But for purposes of this demonstration and the fact that probably most of you don't have a station that can do that, adjust, let's talk about it. So what I want to see is if I'm sitting down, I either want my back at the back of the chair if it's a lower chair, or my butt at the front of the chair if it's a higher chair. Now, a higher chair meaning my hips are above my knees. With my chair, my hips are above my knees. Okay, with a lower chair, I want my hips to be all the way back. And I don't want to be, again, falling into a slumped position. So I'm sitting forward on my chair because it's a taller chair and my hips are above my knees. My feet are flat on the ground. And my computer, I'm looking down. So this is going to put me in a bad position with my neck. So what I want to do is prop my computer up so that my forehead is almost in line with the top of the monitor. That's ideal, okay, that my forehead is in line with the top of the monitor. I don't know if I can get there with these boxes I have, but I'm going to do my best with what I have. It's called adapting. So I'm going to place these 4 boxes together like so, okay? And I'm going to place my monitor on top of those boxes. Now, if I were to salute, it's pretty good. Like if I'm going to salute my computer, I want my hand to hit the top of the monitor. It's not doing that, I'm about an inch off, but it's still better than looking down. Now, if I had an external keyboard, which we do over in this area, I would hook it up and use that here, which is great. Because what happens with an external keyboard, with your monitor up, right, my arms fall into this position. My elbows are slightly in front of my shoulders. I don't want my elbows to be back because guess what? That kind of creates this forward shoulder position. Elbows are slightly in front. and forearms are in a neutral position versus up. Now, if I have to adjust my forearm because I'm not using my external keyboard today, no big deal. I just still want my elbow to be in front of my shoulder, right? Because that promotes more of an upright posture versus, again, a forward head, rounded upper back, side rainbow posture. So I've got my computer here. I don't want it to be too far so where my arms are straight out, right? I want my elbows to be bent, and I can work from this position with an external keyboard or otherwise. And in this way, I don't, again, fall into a sad rainbow back or forward head position, which puts a lot of pressure on those paraspinals. It makes us tired. We don't breathe efficiently. Just try it right now. Slump in your chair with a forward head and try to take a deep breath. It's super awkward to do that. It doesn't feel right. Now, go ahead and put your feet firmly on the ground. Spread your knees out just a little bit, right? Tuck your chin back, roll those shoulder blades back. Elbows are in front of the shoulders. Now take a breath in. Oh, it's so much freer, right? A lot of us we're all free in this country, but we don't move free and we don't act free. And this is one way to do it. Be and act free, right? Let your body work optimally for you. And guess what? By breathing more optimally, you're gonna get more oxygen in and have more focus, therefore increase your productivity, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so this works for sitting position. Now, the thing is about sitting, and some doctors would argue, and I argue this too, that being sedentary is a disease. It causes and is an indicator for so many systemic diseases, and it causes stress in our body. Believe it or not, sitting all day long increases our stress response, increases adrenaline, increases cortisol. It's not good. So what we want to do is move often. If you sit a lot of the day, every 25 minutes to 30 minutes, set an alarm. It's called the Pomodoro effect, and get up and move. You can get up and stand up. Okay, move your hips, so we can do this real quick. Stand up, reach for the sky, bend over and touch your toes, reach for the sky, bend over and touch your toes, reach for the sky, bend over and touch your toes. Again, reach for the sky, bend over and touch your toes. Go ahead and give me a few squats. Let's do 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just did a presentation with a group the other day, called an audible because it was 5 o'clock, got everyone up and squatted, right? They needed that, right? We need to create a pattern interrupt in our day. If we do what we always done, we're gonna get what we always got, which is, for most of us, being too sedentary. All right, quick movement, that was easy, right? Now, let's talk about standing. I've got this desk that doesn't adjust, not helpful. And now I've got these boxes, these are all the boxes. I've got a garbage can and a dog bowl, but that's really not gonna work. I don't want my computer on a dog bowl or on a garbage can, unless it was really clean, but I doubt it, because it's actually full of garbage right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna now adjust my body to my workstation. All right, so I'm standing up nice and tall. This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna fall into a sad rainbow position. So I'm gonna widen my stance. I'm gonna move my chair. Look at that, this desk can roll. So by widening my stance, I'm doing something like this, right? Instead of standing with my feet shoulder width apart, which maybe some of you can do who aren't as vertically tall as I am, you can stand like this. But for me, with a desk like this, it's not gonna work. And I like to get a little bit of adductor stretch in there. These can get pretty tight, right? And so naturally, like if I stand nice and wide with my toes forward, I lower my body position. So this is great. Incoming of the desk. Perfecto. Okay, so now I've got my computer set up, my laptop set up on boxes on this desk that doesn't adjust. But guess what? I'm adjusting myself to the desk. Now, this is still not super ideal. I would like my laptop to be up a little bit higher. Now I'm like 4 or 5 inches off from the top of the monitor. And I want to be as close to the desk as possible, so I'm not, again, reaching forward. I'm going to bring the computer back towards me, so I'm not like this or like this, but just like this, okay? And I can work like this. Again, not ideal, but better than if I were to be standing straight up like this. And I don't have anything else to adjust my
my computer on. So I'm adjusting my body like this. Okay, and then still, even standing like this for 25 minutes, I still want to adjust my position often, right? Every 25 to 30 minutes. I don't want to just stay standing. That's also being sedentary. I do burn more calories standing because I have to work harder, but I still want to move. We're meant to move. And so what I'm going to do is every 25 minutes, I might stand up against the wall or against these wonderful French doors and do some raise the roofs. All right, you guys can do this with me. Let's do a set of 5, just sliding my arms up and down like I'm want to sing the YMCA song. You can totally do that if you want. Normally I work alone, and so I can jam to YMCA as loud as I want. I'm going to go ahead and rotate my neck to the right and left a few times. I can look up and down. If you ever get dizzy doing this, just keep your eyes on a non-moving object. Right? You might not be able to go up as high or as low, but you won't get as dizzy because your eyes will be fixed. All right? I might even do the shimmy. My arms are out wide, reaching. When I'm reaching with my arms one way to the side and my butt's going the opposite way, getting the shimmy in. This is a really cool dance move if you wanted it to be. Right on, right on, right on. All right. So now you have a quick movement routine, right? You could be silly as you want. You could rotate, look up, stretch a hamstring, stretch a quad, right? Even standing here and grabbing your foot to stretch your quad, really good, right? This is something I love to do too. Or if you want to work like this, you can put your foot up on your chair, right? And get a nice quad stretch this way as well. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. One thing I can show you that I showed you in a video and a social media post yesterday, and I'll be showing it today, is a way you can stretch your calves while you're standing. So my husband and I both have this device that's kind of this, it's a triangle, and basically we put our foot up on it and you can get a nice calf stretch. All right, while you're standing. But to be honest, it doesn't really work at a station like this because, I can stretch my calf. I could do it seated, I should say that, okay? Right, we're being adaptive here. I can sit here and stretch my calf while I'm seated. I can specifically stretch the soleus, and that's great. But standing, again, what matters most when I'm standing is that my head and my upper back is more in alignment versus in a sad rainbow position. If you get anything from this today, really try to keep your neck and upper back in good alignment versus falling into sad rainbow. That will help your lower back, it'll help your hips, all of it. And if you're just coming on and you're wondering what sad rainbow is, it's this hunched forward shoulder, upper back position. All right, and actually it's more, sad rainbow is the upper back, but the neck is totally extended here, not in an optimal position. It puts a lot of pressure on the base of the skull. So if you're someone that gets tension headaches, being in better alignment will help a ton. And then by having a sad rainbow back, right, it puts a lot of pressure on those paraspinals. So if you kind of want to do a quick test on what your posture, good posture, go and sit up against the wall, right? Here's a quick test. And this might be helpful for those of you that, I don't know if my back's in a good position or not. So go ahead, put your feet against the wall, your butt, the back of your shoulders. Okay, roll your shoulder blades down and back, and then tuck your chin. I'm wearing a bun, so this isn't really helpful for my head today, but I'll take the hair down, okay? And now here I am. So when I leave, so I've got my points of contact, 5 points of contact, my head, 2 of my shoulders, my butt, 2 of my feet. So 2, 3, 4, 5, actually 6, 5 or 6, depending on what you want to say. So head, shoulders, butt, both of your feet, okay? And I'm going to step away and be able to maintain this upright position. So you can test yourself by, okay, let me just get into a good postural position, step away. Okay, now start working, adjust my workstation to what I need, right? And then, or sit down, keep my head and shoulders in good alignment. So at least you have something to go back to see, how am I doing? And you may creep into this sad rainbow forward head position. But no, right? Use the wall test to kind of quickly come back and realign yourself. All right. Now at this point, I know enough about posture, my posture, what feels good, that I can write it. But sometimes with my head, I can't tell. So that's where staying against the wall is super helpful. Now, if you're just coming on, we're talking about just the last 20 minutes. We talked about how to adjust your workstation to your body to workstation. And I'm in a remote location today. So I'm at our office in town, which is awesome, but I don't typically work here and don't have all the props that I do at home. So I've really had to adjust my station. So I showed you how to sit in with a desk that maybe has a chair that's knee height or higher, and how to position your upper body. And I also talked about how to stand and use props to make sure that your monitor is at a height that's good for your neck. I showed you a quick mobility routine, and I talked about how to test your posture. If you do have any comments or questions, put those, or you have any questions or comments, put those in the comments. Dr. Marissa will get to them. I am not going to multitask and try to look at those while I'm looking at my phone and computer and talking to you at the same time. It just doesn't work for me. And we make a lot of mistakes when we try to multitask. So feel free to put questions in there. Dr. Marissa or I will get to them later and or right now, because Dr. Marissa's in the comments. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. If you also need a quick mindful moment break or a grounding practice, we did a couple minutes at the very beginning. Feel free to do that with me and replay it. Other good resources, John McCaskill and Will Schneider put out good stuff on Men Talking Mindfulness, and on their YouTube page, they've got wonderful meditations that you can listen to. Super powerful way to create a pattern interrupt in your day, as well as help you in your transition moments. I call these grounding practices. Sometimes I need them, when I go from doing deep work or flow type work, which is not the same actually. Come to find out, deep work is very hard and it takes training and thought and really using your brain. Flow is like you forget time and you're just in it. But you may not necessarily be learning something new in flow. You're just performing, you're doing it. Anytime I come out of any one of those spaces, I need a transition, right? And so after a morning of doing some flow or deep work, I need a moment to transition to the rest of my day where there's phone calls and other things. And so a couple minutes of breath work can be huge. And it can remind you what good posture feels like. It's hard to breathe when you slump and are in a crappy position all day. So remember, alignment of your spine, good posture can really help your breathing tactics, help your focus, help your energy, and help you in those transition moments during your day. Without further ado, I'm going to sign off, but I'm looking forward to next month. If you want and have any suggestions on topics that you'd like me to cover around health, longevity, leadership, let me know. Put them in the comments. And if you are looking for a dynamic keynote speaker and or training around longevity and leadership, my team, we have a nutritionist, a sleep scientist, a retired Navy SEAL commander who teaches mindfulness and meditation, and a number of other trainers who teach on wonderful things and how leaders can show up as the best versions of themselves, right? If you learn to sleep, eat, take care of yourself movement-wise, train that mind, and learn how to communicate and connect with others and filter out the noise, like imagine how much better you would lead. But that's oftentimes it's a lost art in the leadership and training space because we focus so much on industry level versus the individual leader's ability to show up and actually lead as healthy human beings. So if you're looking for a keynote speaker, let me know, or you're looking for an awesome training for your company, reach out to me, private message me, or email me at teresa.larson@movement-rx.com. Make it a wonderful